Hello and welcome. I have a book haul here from Scotland. Yes, we finally went to Scotland. It has been a dream of mine for years. And yeah, we were going to go in 2020, but COVID happened. And then we were going to go last September, but our dog Mildred had to have ligament surgery. So yeah, we finally went to Scotland, and I absolutely loved it. I loved every minute of it. The landscapes, the architecture, the history. It was just absolutely amazing. I just enjoyed it thoroughly. And yeah, I did some book shopping while I was there. We spent about 4 days in Edinburgh, and then we went to a small village in Dingwall. There was a castle we stayed in, and that was near Inverness, and we saw Loch Ness. We drove along Loch Ness, and then we stayed in Stirling for a couple days, so it was just a fantastic trip. I love history, so man, we visited Edinburgh Castle, Stirling Castle, Urquhart Castle. We stayed in a castle called Tulloch Castle, which was haunted. I didn't run into a ghost though. And yeah, we stopped at other different castles. We actually hopped over to England and looked at Hadrian's Wall, which was built by the Romans about 1500 years ago. And yeah, I just had an absolutely fantastic time, and being a history buff, man, I was just in my element. So yeah, we did get some books. I did take empty carry-on bag with me. I only had like my camera and charger, but I thought, you know, I do a lot of shopping for everything, and yeah, I filled that one up, and we ended up buying another carry-on bag for the rest of my stuff. So anyway, yeah, I bought 8 books when I was there. A lot of them you can't get in Canada unless you order off Amazon, and you have to pay for shipping and everything like that. So, and I got some really good deals. They have much better sales in Scotland than we do here. So I could not resist, and Frank was rolling his eyes. I thought his eyes were going to get stuck. But hey, I'm sorry, I have to have my books. So I did go to a Blackwell's in Edinburgh, which was just a huge store in this very, very old building. And I was going to go to Waterstones in Edinburgh, but I didn't get a chance to. But while we were staying in Stirling, I went into a mall and I found a Waterstones there. So yeah, I love it. And I actually got some books at Tesco. Yeah, I saw all these really fantastic books for like £5.50 or 2 for £9, and I'm like, oh my God, I wish they had these deals in Canada. Though we do get good books from book outlets. So anyway, I will start with the books that I got in Scotland. Then I do have some from book outlet here in Canada. So I will start with the books I did purchase in Blackwell's. I was going to look for a Laura Purcell. I really do like her gothic stories. There's one I want to get, but it wasn't in stock. So, but I did find A Corruption of Blood by Ambrose Parry. And I believe this is a husband and... yeah, it's 2 different authors that write these books together. And this is the 3rd book in the Raven and Fisher mystery series. I do have the first 2, The Way of All Flesh and The Art of Dying. So I was going to order the 3rd one off Amazon. I thought, well, I'll just wait till I go to Scotland because pretty pricey on Amazon. So yeah, I found this one. So this follows a medical student, Will Raven, and this takes place in Edinburgh in 1850. So yeah, I just loved walking through Edinburgh because I read a lot of books based in Edinburgh, and I'm walking down the street going, that was in that book, or this other building, oh, that was in this book. So it was really neat walking through there. So yeah, this medical student he just, along with, can't remember who Fisher was now. Anyway, this woman he solves mysteries with anyhow. So yeah, I'm glad to get the third book. I know there's a couple other books in the series, so I'm glad to have those first three. I think the first two books I got off Amazon or Book Outlet. I just can't quite remember now. And the other book that I got at Blackwell's was That Bone Setter Woman by Frances Quinn. And now this one takes place in England. Now the main character, her name is Endurance Proudfoot. That's quite the name. So she is clumsy as a cart horse and strong as a ox. She wants to become a bone setter like her father, so probably some type of doctor. So she's bundled off to go to London with her very beautiful sister. Her sister becomes quite famous as a stage actress, and she becomes a very famous bone setter, and it just follows her life. So yeah, I love my history. What can I say? All right, so I did go to Waterstones, and I did pick up Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. So yeah, I can't remember if this was on sale, but I know I can get this in Canada, but it was a good price there. So this has gotten pretty good reviews, so I was really interested in this one. So Hidden Among Us is a secret coven of witches known as Her Majesty's Royal Coven. They protect crown and country from magical forces and otherworldly evil, but their greatest enemy will come from within. So there's a whisperings of a prophecy that will bring the coven to its knees, and 4 best friends are to be caught at the center. And now on Book Outlet, I actually got the sequel, and this is called The Shadow Cabinet, so that's a sequel to it. And then this, we went into a Tesco to get some snacks and some food for breakfast and lunch. And yeah, I was like, they had these really great books for £5.50, and I think when you convert it to Canadian, it's like $7 or so. I can't remember offhand, but anyway, it was under $10 Canadian. And yeah, I was really excited. I could have grabbed 10, but anyway. So the first one I did get was The Alberton Angels by Janice Hallett, and I've been eyeing this one and waiting for a good price. I do have the appeal from her and the Twyford code. So yeah, I was really happy to see this. Actually, it was 2 books for £9 actually, so £4.50 each. And these are mysteries, and it's like mixed media, so there's like interviews in here, there's emails and texts, and you kind of solve the mystery through this mixed media. And the other one I did get at Tesco was The Gathering by Lisa Stone. So this husband and wife, they're looking forward to catching up with their closest school friends. So one of them invites the group to spend a weekend in a beautiful converted church. But Sarah becomes very unsettled. She is frightened by the very creepy kind of surroundings of this church, and she starts seeing ghosts, and yeah, things start going downhill from there. And then I went to a Waterstones in Stirling, and across from Waterstones was this store, and it just sold a lot of different items, but I can't remember the name of the store. I don't know if you're from the UK, you may recognize the sticker. So this was 3 for £6. So I thought that was such a good deal. So I went on to Goodreads, and these have gotten really, really good reviews. I think they're kind of like cozy mysteries. So I think there's like 5 or 6 in the series, and they did have the first 3. So yeah, I had to get them. So this is by Sarah Yarwood Lovett, and the first is A Murder of Crows, A Cast of Falcons, and A Mischief of Rats. So now the first book, A Murder of Crows, so the main character is a Dr. Nell Ward, and she is an ecologist, and she's working in this small village, and she's working on the grounds of a local manor, and while she's inspecting an old tunnel, she here overhears a murder, and then she kind of gets wrapped up in the middle of this investigation, and she uses her skills as an ecologist to solve this murder. So yeah, £2 each. You can't beat that deal. So yeah, in the one carry-on, I think I had most of my books there. So anywho, so yeah, that's what I got in Scotland, and yeah, I could have got a lot more, I tell you. But anyway, that was enough. I did get one book off Amazon, and I've been eyeing this for a while. On BookTube, people were holding it up, and I thought, oh my God, what a stunning cover. And I was able to get it in paperback. I was hoping to get it in hardback, but that's fine. And that is God Killer by Hannah Kaner. Just absolutely love that cover. So this is kind of a other like alternative world, fantasy. Gods are forbidden in the kingdom of Midran. When this woman was a young girl, she saw her family murdered by a fire god, and now she makes a living killing these gods and that. So yeah, it's I really don't want to know much more. I want to go in blind and just really enjoy this. It's gotten pretty good reviews, and I just absolutely love that cover. All right, the rest of these are from Book Outlet, and let me see. The first one is by Olivia Blake, Masters of Death, and I just absolutely love that cover. And this is the inside page here, and now she has written the Atlas 6, which I still have to read, and this one actually it follows a real estate agent who's actually a vampire, and she is trying to sell this house, but it's haunted, and the ghost haunting the house has been murdered, and until he can solve the mystery of how he dies, he refuses to move on. And then this other woman called Fox is a medium, and I think she's trying to help figure out how to get rid of this ghost or help solve his murder and that sort of thing. So yeah, just a very beautiful cover. And then this is Dr. Death by Lean Cabral. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that properly. But yeah, I really like medical history. So this woman is called Madeline, and she wants to become a pathologist like her father. But back in 1894, of course, women are very restricted in the medical field. So yeah, she finds this young girl is found dead, and Madeline and her father are trying to solve her murder. And this other one is called The Impulse Purchase by Veronica Henry. And this follows 3 generations of women, mother, daughter, and granddaughter. And I think it's the mom, buys a rundown pub and she wants to fix it up and that sort of thing. And it just follows them along and their relationship and all this. But yeah, I've heard this is a really, really good book. So I thought I'd pick that one up. And then this is by Simone St. James, and this is Silence for the Dead. And I really want to pick this up, and it finally went, I think I got it for like $8, $7 or $8 on Book Outlet. And this takes place in 1919, and this young woman is a nurse in this remote estate, and they turned it into a hospital for shell-shocked soldiers. And yeah, there's just lot of stuff going on here. Very spooky read. This would be great for the fall reading. And this is Still Alice by Lisa Genova. So there was actually a movie made about this. It's about Alzheimer's. And I think it was, oh my God, I'm picturing her face right now. Julianne Moore starred in this movie. So it's about this young woman. I'm I think she's maybe in her 40s, and she starts showing signs of Alzheimer's, and just how she deals with it. But yeah, just the reviews have just been raved about this book. Just such a good book. So yeah, it'll be a hard read for me because my dad had dementia, my grandmother had Alzheimer's. On my dad's side, there's like dementia, Alzheimer's, and that. So yeah, it's just such a nasty, nasty disease. And yeah, I kind of worry. Like, my mom's great at 92; she's sharp as a tack, but you just don't know, right? So yeah, it'll be a hard read, but it'll be a good read. And this is called The Fair Fight by Anna Freeman. And this follows two women. So the first woman she was born in a brothel. So she's had to kind of toughen up throughout her life to get by. And the other character is Lady Charlotte. She's well off. She had a very difficult childhood, and it's a gripping historical novel about three unforgettable characters transcending the circumstances into which they were born. So, yeah, can you tell I love my history novels? This is The Glass Blower of Murano, and this follows two timelines. So Venice in 1681. So the glass blowing in Venice is very, very popular, and Venetian mirrors are actually even more precious than gold. So it follows one glass blower who is trying to protect his secret daughter, and then in the present day, his descendant leaves London for a new life as a glass blower in Venice, and then she kind of finds out about her ancestors' past and that sort of thing. And then the last little pile here, this is by Susan Meisner, The Last Year of the War. So I just finished reading last month The Nature of Fragile Things. I really like that one. And I also read As Bright as Heaven by her. I think they're both 5 stars for sure. So this actually takes place during World War II in 1943. So Elise is a teenager, and her father has been a legal U.S. resident for 2 decades, and I'm assuming he's German because he's arrested on suspicion of being a Nazi sympathizer. So the family is sent to an internment camp, and then she becomes friends with a Japanese-American teenager, and they become friends, and just their life in the internment camp. So I really do like Susan Meisner's books. This is The Winter Ghost by Kate Moss. So I read quite a few books of hers, The Taxidermist's Daughter, and then she has the series, what am I thinking of? The Labyrinth, Citadel, those stories. There's 3 books in that series which I've read. Now usually her books are chunky little books, but this one is much smaller than she usually writes. This one takes place in 1928. Freddie is grieving the loss of his brother during the First World War. So he's driving the French Pyrenees in the mountains, and he crashes his car. So he takes a refuge in this isolated village and meets this very beautiful woman, and they spend the night just talking about what have you. And then in the morning she's vanished, and then he realizes he holds the key to an ancient mystery that leads him deep into the mountains to a cave that has concealed an appalling secret for 700 years. And then this one is by Rebecca Stott, and is called Dark Earth, and I really like that cover. It's beautiful. So this one actually takes place in 500 AD, and yeah, it's kind of hard to find books during that time. It takes place in London, or what was called Londinium. I can always stumble over that word, which is present-day London. So the Romans have retreated, and she lives in, oh, these two sisters live in this village that was once a Roman settlement near the Thames River. And her father is a blacksmith, and I think he is accused of using dark magic. And yeah, it's quite a long synopsis in that. So yeah, it sounded really good. Yeah, I'm glad to find a book that sort of takes place during that time when the Romans have just retreated and kind of England's in chaos. So yeah. This one is A Net for Small Fishes by Lucy Jago, and this is another historical novel. So Frances Howard is a beautiful but maltreated wife of the Earl of Essex, and she meets a woman called Anne Turner, and they strike up a friendship. And yeah, I think this is during the 17th century. So yeah, there's the English Civil War, and it goes into the politics and their relationship and that sort of thing. And this is The Last to Burn by, by Will Dean. And I think he just brought out that new book, and I can't remember the name of it. But this woman wakes up on a cruise ship, and she's the only one on the ship. And yeah, they said this is a really good book. So I thought, well, let's see what this book's like. He is her husband. She is his captive. She lives in a small farm cottage surrounded by endless open fields, but she's trapped. No one knows she's there. Her husband records her every move and punishes her if he doesn't like what he sees. And then she's trying to escape. So yes, that's it. That's my book outlet haul, and then my little book haul from Scotland. So yeah, yeah, I could have got so many more books, but I didn't want to go over the weight limit. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, I was very excited to find those books anyhow. So yeah, they have so much better deals in Britain, I tell you. Yeah, I mean, some of these books that were £5 were like, you know, somewhat recent releases, not brand new, but they were certainly fairly recent releases in paperback, and like, I just wish they had more sales here in Canada. But anyway, had fun shopping anyhow. So anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Happy reading month. Yeah, it's just a perfect time. I just love the fall for reading. I love reading any time, but the fall, there's just something about the atmosphere. So happy reading, and we'll see you soon.